Thank you, John. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends. Let me start with a theme that's close to my heart, and that's energy. For the last few hundred years, mankind has been preoccupied with the energy that was basically underground. The fossil fuels that have helped us create our wealth, have made us comfortable and very mobile. That energy has a certain density which makes it extremely useful, but also, to be fair, that preoccupation with digging and drilling underground has somehow made us lose the awareness about the other energies that are out there. The solar irradiation, the wind energy, the energy from hydro. So I think it's important to change again our focus from something underground and open up to the elements and embrace the energy that's actually everywhere and around us. Somebody once calculated that the solar irradiation that actually reaches the planet in 1 hour is enough to give us all the energy that we need in 1 year. When I did the calculations myself, I actually came to 49 minutes. So instead of being here in this hall and listening to our introductory speeches, you could have been outside and capturing some of that. Of course, we know that the technologies that are necessary to actually make sensible use of all that energy need to be developed. The renewable energies, they're low in density, they're dispersed, they need storage, they need high efficiency of conversion, but we have to get our collective heads out of the sand and embrace the elements again. And this is part of why we're here. With these welcoming words, I'm glad to see, I'm glad to see all of you. I'm glad to be here in Vancouver. It's a great city, a lot of ambition. It's a similar ambition that we have in Abu Dhabi. But it's also good to hear that even though we had a recession, or are probably still in the aftermath of a worldwide recession, that there is a record number of people, of organizations from all over the world that have come and share knowledge and try to engage with each other at the Globe 2010. That actually means something. It means that clean tech and renewable energy is here to stay. It won't go away, and it will grow. Now, to continue some of the stats that we've heard from the mayor, indeed, in 2008, the global investment in renewable energy was $155 billion US. Now, although there was a slight dip last year, this year, according to Bloomberg New Energy Finance, that investment figure is planned to grow to $200 billion, a growth of 25%. Now, some more statistics. Boston Consulting Group estimates that the sustainable construction will grow from $334 billion US worldwide today to $1.4 trillion in 2013. PV installations, a cumulative figure of 5.5 gigawatts, 5,500 megawatts today, will grow to 16.6 gigawatts in 2013, an annual growth rate of 30%. Now, give me another industry that grows, has grown, and will continue to grow at such a pace. Concentrated solar power, an industry that we're actively involved in, will grow from 3.3 gigawatts in 2011 to 13.2 in 2020. Onshore wind, already quite impressive with 121 gigawatts today, which is double the capacity that's installed in a country like Germany, will grow to 673 gigawatts in 2020. So all of these areas have massive growth potential. Offshore wind, at the moment less than 1 gigawatts, will grow to more than 30 gigawatts in 2020. The carbon abatement industry will grow 16-fold between now and 2020. What does all this mean? It means that we have to invest. The overall investment, according to the International Energy Agency, to keep CO2 levels worldwide at 450 ppm, which is a rather conservative estimation or level to mitigate climate change, will be 10 trillion in the next 2 decades. 10 trillion. Now, I always have difficulties in when I read these numbers because I don't know what 10 trillion US dollar means. Fortunately, we've had some big numbers in the last few years, and the recent one is the American healthcare bill, which is about 1 trillion. Now, given the big fuss that's all around that package, this is 10 times as much as that. Now, all of these investments are linked to job creation. And I think this is an important message that we should never forget. All of this is green growth. It's the new economy. Let me spend a few words on Masdar, because Masdar is an initiative originated in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, and we aspire to be in that space. We have a position along the entire value chain of renewable energy and clean tech, and we hope to engage, especially during this meeting, but also after that, to engage with many of you and look at ways of partnerships and ways of cooperating and bringing that agenda further. Now, let me explain a little bit about what we do, because many of you may have heard about our flagship project, Masdar City, which is something that has captured the imagination and the hopes of many people. Because if you can build a green city in the brown desert, that's of course something. That's an achievement, and that's a paradox. Why would a country like Abu Dhabi, who is blessed with probably 100 years of hydrocarbon reserves, do this? And more importantly, why would you set up a company doing this and spending tens of billions of dollars when you're actually in the middle of the largest oil patch in the world? Now, this paradox can be explained, because actually what Abu Dhabi does is building upon the legacy of the late king, the founder of the UAE, King Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. He was an environmentalist already in the 60s of the last century. It was long before anybody had actually gotten serious about these ideas. He received many awards from the Worldwide Fund for Nature, from the United Nations Environmental Program. And what we're doing at Masdar is basically following that initiative through the sons of late King Zayed, who have actually taken that legacy and made it into concrete action. Now, of course, Abu Dhabi, being a central player in the worldwide energy field, would also, through this initiative, like to continue that play. It's being part of the energy of the future, so it makes economic sense. Abu Dhabi has an economic plan for the next 2 decades in actually moving away from an economy based entirely on hydrocarbons towards an economy based on knowledge. And this is of course also a very important aspect of what Masdar is about. We like to attract knowledge, we like to attract technologies, build partnerships, develop technologies, and take it to the next level. Let me explain a little bit about what Masdar does apart from the city, because there is a lot more than the city. Of course, everybody knows about the city, or most people do, but we have a number of other departments. And one of them is my own, it's Masdar Power. We build utility-scale renewable energy power plants in partnerships throughout the world. And John already mentioned a few. We're involved in a 500 megawatt hydrogen power plant in Abu Dhabi. We're part of the consortium that presently constructs the 1,000 megawatt offshore wind farm in the United Kingdom. We're constructing 3 solar power plants, utility scale, in Spain. And part of the reason why we're here is we're trying to look and venture into the Northern American market. Canada is interesting for us, but also the US. And we would like to meet with people that could help us establish business in this part of the world. We have a university, the Masdar Institute of Science and Technology. It's solely dedicated to research and training in the field of renewable energy. It's a graduate school. We have 100 students right now. It's the first year. They will be the first tenants in the city. Their building is almost ready. The labs are at the moment being installed. And from next year, they'll be fully CO2 neutral and Energy Plus. We have, of course, the Masdar City team that is developing the city, but the city development is more about master development and capturing know-how, integrating technologies that make a city work. That is what Master City is about. Now, once we've proven that in Abu Dhabi, we would like to export that knowledge and help people throughout the world in achieving similar goals. We have another business unit, Masdar Carbon. Masdar Carbon is involved in projects worldwide in which carbon is mitigated. It's typically work in developing countries through the Clean Development Mechanism, but we're also involved in carbon capture and sequestration. Masdar Carbon is at the moment building one of the largest systems in the world, in which carbon sources, both post-combustion and pre-combustion sources in the UAE, are linked to a network of CO2 that will be used for enhanced oil recovery in the oil feeds of the Emirate. We have a venture capital arm, Masdar Venture Capital. There is 2 funds in that department. We have representatives here, and the funds invest in growth capital for companies that are in the clean tech sphere. So if you have a company that needs expansion, that wants to take a certain technological development to the next level, or wants to grow the business, please contact the folks at Masdar Venture Capital. So as you can see, there is a broad scope of activities. We are based, our business strategy is based on partnerships and on inclusivity. We're not an exclusive company, even though we have many activities along the value chain. We like to cooperate with people outside and have as many links as possible. Khaldoon, the CEO of Mubadala Development Corporation, our parent company, which is a sovereign wealth fund of the Emirate, recently shocked an audience by describing our partnership model as being that of Catholic marriages. We like to take our time dating, but when we've made a choice for a partner, we're very loyal, and it's for the long term. Now, being able to actually mixture cultures, we're not limited to one partner, so we can have several marriages. So, again, I would like to invite you to engage with us and see whether it works. We're here for a couple of days. Probably take a bit more time, but. Now, before I close, I would like to mention one point about the nature of renewable energy. Renewable energy, as I said, it's dispersed, but it's everywhere. Now, there is a clear trend because of that nature towards decentralized conversion of energy. And that's actually the beauty of it. Where you actually consume energy, you can convert solar, irradiation, wind, biomass energy, hydropower. Now, this trend actually has the advantage that there is a lot of local value creation. If I take the example of a solar energy system, you need high qualified labor on the spot to actually install the systems, to do operation and maintenance of these systems, etc. Now, this very nature is part of the beauty of renewable energy, is that we have a lot of value creation everywhere on the planet. It's not centralized in one place and then transported without any value addition along those lines. Of course, because we save on infrastructure, it also makes economic sense. And when job creation is a priority, which it is, renewable energy and clean tech can be a solution for the problem. It's part of the green growth. So we're hopeful that by showing what we can do to politicians and policymakers, and this is part of what Globe 2010 is about, that they can actually help us in making policies and creating an enabling environment. Now, concluding, let me thank the organizers for putting together this great conference and giving us a platform to engage with each other and an opportunity to meet. We at Masdar are looking forward to meeting with you. We'll hope to be starting some sort of dating with you over the next few days, but also afterwards. And let us all work on developing these technologies and creating services and mechanisms to help us grow this industry. Thank you very much.